Let's do a self-inquiry meditation on how to challenge the personhood. Allow the waker to sit comfortably in its chair and close the eyes. In the long silence ahead, let the waker disappear into the alive emptiness of the Supreme Beingness. Let the waker disappear into the shunyata. Did you notice that in the long silence, there was a moment when the I-ness had completely dissolved? And the moment it heard the sound of these self-inquiry words, it popped up again. Did you realize that it is only a thought that claims to be I? It pops up due to its thirst to exist and to experience. Let's attempt to dive into silence again and allow the I to disappear into the alive emptiness of the Supreme Beingness. Were you able to recognize the disappearance and reappearance of the I? Were you able to recognize the feeling wrapped around the I? The wrapper of uneasiness, restless energy, a feeling of discontent, jitteriness surrounding the I is actually its thirst for identity. Were you able to recognize that in the long silence? That thirst for identity is what we can call the I feeling. In the next long silence, attempt to recognize the flavor of the I feeling. This I feeling is born of the search for identity. It attempts to resolve the nervousness, the fidgetiness, the dis-ease by hooking onto any illusory identity that it can locate. Do you recognize that in this moment, the I is hooking onto the identity of a listener? The I does not find satisfaction in that single identity because it is a temporary wave that arises, peaks, and disappears. Immediately it starts seeking another identity. The I keeps changing its identities depending on a you or it. Do you recognize that the I has taken on the identity of a spiritualist when you label this sound as a self-inquiry meditation? Do you recognize that the I takes on the identity of a restless body when there is the assumption of being the meditator sitting for a long time in meditation? Do you recognize that the I takes on an identity of a parent when the thought of the son or the daughter arises? Do you recognize that the I takes on the identity of a spouse when the voice of the spouse is heard coming from the other side of the house? The identity keeps shifting as if it is discontent by what it has currently. The identity keeps thirsting as if unsatiated by what it has currently. The I is haunted by this consistent restlessness. Are you able to sense this restlessness deep within? Is there a recognition that this restlessness is the cause for story creation? Is there the recognition that this restlessness is the cause for reaction after reaction after reaction? Is there the recognition that this restlessness is the main cause of dukkha or sorrow? This restlessness is just like a tiny spark with the potential to light a huge fire. It is the fire of false personhood. When this fire is lit, there is only dukkha or sorrow. Is there the recognition that trying to put out the fire after it has already become huge is futile? Is there a recognition that the damage is already done? Then what could be the solution to get out of this dukkha or sorrow? The solution cannot be found in hooking onto different identities. You have tried that all your life. The subsurface turmoil has been ever consistent, ever restless. The solution is not in trying to hook onto an identity to get rid of the restlessness. But the solution is simply observing the restless energy around the eye and staying at a distance. Keep observing from the stand of the alive emptiness field. You are not a central focal observer. You are the observation field itself. The observation field is knowing a random arising of restlessness that has suddenly appeared within it and will randomly dissolve too. Simply observe. Simply observe. Your observation is not complete until the restlessness, the agitation, the nervousness completely dissolves into the shunyata, into the zeroness, and becomes zero itself. Don't do anything, simply be. The nature of your beingness is to know, to observe, and simply be. Do not put a condition that the fire of the thirst for identification must dissolve and disappear. Place no conditions. Simply observe. Observe without placing any condition. Observe quietly in silence. Every wave that arises in the observation field must cease by itself. That is the nature of the flow. Do not try to fight the flow. What is. Simply observe. You are only the witness. You can only witness what the flow brings and what it takes away. Simply witness until the fire of thirst has quietened down naturally by the flow. Observe until there is not even smoke left. Douse the fire of false personhood. Douse the fire of false personhood. Douse the fire of false personhood.